What's up, guys? Welcome back to Whetto's World. It's your boy Whetto, and on today's episode, I've got my man Steven, and he's holding it down for Prison.222. So we're gonna hit you guys with some hustle on what it's like selling his own merchandise, vintage, print, the dude does a bunch of different stuff. He's printing his own stuff. He's hustling. He's chunk hustling. He's doing the damn thing. His paintings are phenomenal. So we're gonna break it down and give you guys an insight on his hustle. So of course you already know we're gonna shout out the sponsors. Shout out to Dry Point Distiller one time. Appreciate the whiskey on that. And of course you already know we're gonna hit you with a quick commercial break. So when we get back, we're gonna dive into the hustle. What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's your boy Whetto, and I'm here with my man Steven. So let's figure this thing out. My man.
What up?
How you doing? Thank you for joining me on Whetto's World. It's much appreciated.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So now I'm meeting you fairly new. I've met you at the last pop-up that we did downtown for the first Friday, which we have another one coming up tomorrow. But for those who don't know you, who are you? Introduce yourself.
What up? My name's Steven. I run an Instagram page called Prison.222, and it's a brand I'm trying to start up. It's all about just being who you are, creating unity in the community, and loving yourself unconditionally, and really just not giving a shit what people think about you. And
that's always a good thing. Most deaf, doing what I want to do. That's kind of comes hand in hand with it, man.
Definitely.
So that's pretty. Now, how did you get started doing all this stuff?
Well, I started painting about 8 years ago when I was 16, and I've shown in galleries. I've had solo art shows and things of that sort, and kind of took a step into doing screen printing. Shout out to the homie Saba.
Hey, one time Saba, what's good with you, man?
Taught me mostly everything I know about it, and so I kind of just took a step my own way and started doing it how I could with what I have.
Right.
And using the bare minimum of everything, just screens and squeegees and ink, no presses or anything, trying to eyeball it and keep every one of them coming out the way they should.
Consistent,
Aside from that, hand painting shirts, and I really like to work on dead stock vintage tees and sweaters and things of that sort, because it seems to be a lot of hype around it right now. There's a lot of huge following to the vintage, and I think it's super dope because people see a lot of value in it, and I like the vintage a lot, but I think it's kind of cool to kind of dance the line of completely destroying something that people think is valuable, or completely upcycling it and making it even better.
Put your own little twist to it. Because I've seen you at the pop-ups that I've been seeing you around now here in Las Cruces, and you're making your own. Like you said, you're kind of dabbling in your own little world with what they're doing. So you take old shirts, kind of refine them into your own little niche of this is what I'm printing on it. And you have, you got a couple different ones on here. Now you have your specific artwork, it looks like, too?
Yeah, so I like to paint the skull on there. Sometimes it's a full human face. Sometimes, most of the time, it's the skull. And every character I draw is one single line. So I don't pick up the paint or the paintbrush.
That's dope. That's dope.
And it kind of, to me, represents like spontaneity.
Okay.
Having the chance of either ruining it or making it better, having it come out the way you want.
It's one unique piece.
And yeah, there's a uniqueness to every single one of them. Most of them are one-of-one designs. Yeah. I like to do runs of... That one, is super one-of-one, but I can't even sell it because the paint is so thick on it that it can be kind of crunchy on your chest.
Frame it, man. I guarantee someone will buy it and put it up. Shit, you can give me one, man. Hell yeah, I'll put it up in the shop. That'll be fucking dope. I love how individualized art is. It's crazy that we all pick up the same type of pencil, but nobody creates the same art twice. Like it's almost like your ID signature. You know what I mean? Like
most definitely.
It's pretty cool that we all understand the concept of it, and you kind of take it off and do your own damn thing with it. And you do stickers and stuff too, slaps all over the place?
Yeah, that's actually a barf bag.
Oh shit.
So me and my lady were in the hospital. She was being induced for labor back in May.
Oh shit, congratulations.
Thank you, man. I have a little baby boy now.
Hell yeah.
So while we were there, I took a whole handful of those because they were giving them to her in case she needed to throw up or something.
That's tight.
I figured I'd just draw on them and make something out of it.
Do your own damn thing. That's cool, man. So I can testify to you being a new dad myself. My little girl, she's only a year and a half old.
Congrats, man.
So it is. Are you sleeping any yet?
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's getting there. It's been like 2.5 months.
Okay.
So the routines are starting to form.
Yeah, man, that's the easiest way. If you're like, all right, I'll do it this, you do it that, and then just kind of dividend out the workload between the two. Now, congratulations, regardless, man. That shit's not easy. Now you're being a new dad and doing all this as well.
Dude, yeah, it's super tough, but it's super rewarding. I mean, especially being unemployed right now, like this is what I wish I could do for the rest of my life, and if I feel I have the potential to do that, so
hell yeah.
Just trying to keep pushing and keep coming out with original ideas and being myself throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, it's kind of tough sometimes, continuously. I know I get like writer's block, I guess you could say, but there's so much influence on different art pieces and different styles of like t-shirt designs and things that I'm doing that it's like, well, damn, I don't know about this one, I don't know if this is gonna work, so I kind of just sit on a bunch of them where it's, when you have the opportunity and the passion to do something, kind of just let them rip, which you're doing on multiple different things, because we have that pop-up, like there's all kinds of different, there's what, 8, 9 different types of, there's damn near 10 different styles of t-shirts and wearable art that you're doing there, so yeah. That's dope. Now, are you from here in Cruces?
Yeah, from here in Cruces, born and raised, and moved away for about 1.5 years to Durango, Colorado, and kind of quit doing art for a while. Life hit me super quick. Everything got super tough. I was dealing with some legal issues and things of that sort, and just had to get my mind right, learn how to grow up, and
man, that's the toughest walk, man. I tell you what.
Dude, yeah, it was very tough. It was a really rewarding experience as well, though.
Most definitely, you can definitely get to grow as not only a person, but like as a human. And then you have to learn how to adapt into the adulthood, which being an adult sucks, and it's definitely not easy. But
nah, not at all.
You get to do a lot more cooler shit when you learn how to control it and aim it in the right direction. So
exactly, and that also ties into a lot of what I'm doing now. As an artist, I have this personality trait, I guess, that's very addictive towards anything that I get really into, and that can be like super good, and I can create the best shit I've ever made.
Yeah.
Or I can be super bad, and I can get into all of the wrong stuff, which has happened. And it took a lot of learning. It took a lot of burning bridges, and kind of people who see me now probably only know me as like the way I used to be.
That's
so
the hardest
it's
part,
been
man.
like 3-4 years of change.
To have to get out of that mentality or not so much mentality, but like identity for what people saw you as. It's like, man, that's a whole different person than where I'm at now. Like growing up spiritually and just like mentally, it'll change you, man. Like to be as corny and cliche as possible, it's a fucking eye opener to say the least.
Is.
So.
And I dabbled a lot with just like being very inspired by negativity. I was very inspired by like everything going wrong, and I created like super dark artwork out of it. And it was to me, very good artwork. But it was coming from a very dark place. It was coming from a lot of depression and sadness. And so that's why this new brand is really polar opposite. It looks dark, it sounds dark, but Prison.222 is all about breaking out of the mental prison of self-doubt.
Oh, shit, okay.
Realizing that your mind is a valley, not a prison.
Ooh, deep.
We have unlimited potential.
Yes, we do.
We just have to tap in, and we have to know where our lane is and be grounded. That's what brings in the 222 is being grounded, finding my path, finding what I know I'm set here to do, which is create, hopefully inspire along the way as well.
Oh, most definitely, man. I saw the hustle in you and what you're doing, so for me to be able to catch on to the wavelength is like, hey, what's this cat doing? Like, the fact that you're even out there pushing not only your own brand, but just to stand out there in front of other people and sell yourself wholeheartedly, man, that shit is terrifying. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it. I love being on camera. I'm a bit of a ham, but I'd be lying if I'm not saying, like, I'm, shaking in my boots every time I'm trying to sell something to somebody, but there's confidence that it's built along the road. So, and there's a lot of it that you got to burn to learn kind of things.
Straight up.
So I 100% understand where you're coming from in that, and that's really cool. I've been listening and learning a little bit about angel numbers, I think it is. where it's like 1111, 222,
Yeah.
and those have huge, different signification
Yeah.
of their own. So it's crazy that I've been thinking about those, and boom, you kind of pop up and make this happen. So that's pretty interesting. But it all happens for a reason, and the universe is always listening. So with the artwork and being a new father, what kind of stuff you got coming up next?
Just always pushing out new products. Always trying to come up on more vintage clothing. Always coming up on just regular blanks, and I'm designing everything straight from an iPhone right now.
Okay.
I have a Chromebook, which means I basically have a big tablet.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't work for any design as far as I know, and just keep working with the bare minimum that I got right now. I kind of find it a little bit more fun that way.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating, it's so hard, but it's like I've been saying, it's very rewarding to know that I've pushed out these things all by myself.
Hell yeah, being one of a kind and your own individual, man, it definitely shows in the artwork. So whatever the fuck you're doing, keep doing it, because you're pumping out some amazing work, and obviously other people and locals are catching on to it. So
Thank you, man.
don't stop by any means. Keep pushing, and maybe even being in this little box, being stuck with the tablet alone will help, kind of hone in on the artistry in it. So it's an interesting concept to think about like that. Like,
Definitely.
We're a little spoiled nowadays compared to what they used to have with a pad and pencil, but it's still the same concept of an electronic screen with, a movable pen. But
Dude, and some of these designs that I'm screen printing, some things are like straight up sketches I draw, and I'll like take a photo and like overexpose it or bring out like true white and true black,
mm-hmm.
and I'll just get transparencies made out of that to screen print.
That's dope.
Because it's like what I can do right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it adds a different energy to the print as well, I think. It adds more of like a marker stroke or like a spray paint, like you can see
Different types of
overspray.
movements in it.
Yeah.
Understandable, man. That's crazy. Like I said, I like to see the behind the scenes work and how each one of y'all as an artist and individual, like you all have, like I said, we use the same pencils, but nobody can create the same thing. So it's cool that you can create in your own mind space what you see, and then you can put it on paper and then print it alone on top of that. So
Dude, thank you.
it's fucking badass, man. It sounds like you're doing the most, and by all means keep pushing it out. Now with that, folks, we are going to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we're going to dive into the hustle of the vintage and what else he's doing here with my man Steven and Prison.222. Be right back. What's up, guys? It's your boy Whetto. Welcome back. I'm here with my man Steven at Prison.222. So we have now dived into where you're from, what you're up to. Congratulations on being a new father. So that's kick-ass. You're doing your own artwork, doing the fucking most, man. So
Yes, sir.
congratulations on all of that to be had as it is. Now, what else you got coming up next, man?
So tomorrow, Friday, I'm popping up at the Fine Arts Flea Market. I'm gonna be in Spot 22. Come see me.
Prison.22 at Spot 22.
And Saturday, the very next day, I'll have 2 large pieces being displayed at a new gallery called Woody's Gift Shop.
Oh shit, okay. That's here?
Yeah, that'll be off of Oregon Street.
Alright, let's check that out.
Be out there trying to slang some art pieces. Got one that's like 6 by 9 feet and one that's
Damn.
like the poster size. I don't know what that is, maybe like 3 by 4.
Yeah, pretty close to.
And then the 14th, gonna be at the Vibes Vintage Market.
Yeah, man.
Popped up, cooling with everyone else.
There's a bunch of us for that one too. I think there's 24, 25 of us for that one.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
man.
be dope. And on the 20th, I'm supposed to be popping up at Sassy Grass for like a
Yeah, the
hip-hop
back to
show.
school one. Yeah, man.
So we'll see what.
Shout out to the Queen of Hearts for putting that together, man. Shout out Ramsey. Shout out everybody at
Yes,
Sassy
sir.
Grass. They held it down, so I was a part of it with Sassy Grass for their 420 bash.
Okay, yeah.
So that was badass, man. Had a lot of the local rappers come out. Ziggy, J Can't Rap, Cody the Philosopher.
Heavy hitters.
Man, there was a bunch of them. David the Scholar, a whole bunch of people came out, and a lot of good vendors. Chomoquito, they were holding it down. Shout out Chomoquito one time. There's some motherfucking people. So, you're pressing your own stuff. You're doing artwork in one swift stroke, that can't be easy. So, how many of those are you messing up?
None.
None of them? Oh yeah, well, like you said, if you do, that happens to make it its own unique.
Yeah, they all get their own facial expressions, and they all.
That's crazy.
Kind of have like something a little different to them, but it's always the same dude. So.
And who is this dude? Just kind of your own little individual?
I can't really explain it, man. He kind of embodies what Prison.222 is.
Okay.
He's himself. He's got odd features, heavy eyelids, giant teeth. Things that he could get bullied for as a kid.
Right.
He turned out to be cooler than everybody because he's himself and he loves it.
He's true to himself, and that's probably the hardest thing to do, especially in today's world with all the influence on everything else and social media. Please follow me, DowatiwantIndustries. But yeah, I mean, it's hard not to follow in the cracks of everything else for everyone else. So if you got to stand alone. What is it? Stand for something or fall for everything?
Yeah.
I believe it is. So that's cool that you have your own representation of that and your own little creation to it, just like mine with the dog. This is the desert, the dog. Every dog has his day. And, and an entrepreneur will always find a way to get paid. So that's cool to say that, man. Now here on the show, I also like to have a toast to you as a hustle and your individual doing what you're doing.
Hey, I'll take a little toast.
So, of course, congratulations on the hustle of being a new father, man.
Thank you.
It's not easy. So here's, I don't know, I'll keep that one myself. I've been drinking out of these a little bit, So here you go, my man. Cheers to you.
Thank you, bro.
Welcome to Whetto's World, man. Happy to have you here.
Happy
The
to be
success
here.
is nothing but the best for you, man. Cheers, folks. Now, also, as having a toast on that, man, I love it. That is some really fucking good rye whiskey, brother. Chris Schaefer, you bastard, you're doing the damn thing. That is super good, man.
Very nice.
Very smooth. Now, also, as taking a shot as a tradition of congratulating what you're up to, popping bottle, doing whatever the damn thing. What does do what I want mean to you, man? What do you feel like that represents to you?
To me, is exactly that. Doing what the fuck I want.
Yeah,
Not
man.
giving a shit what anyone thinks. I like to be an artist, or at least think that I'm an artist. I like to create art. I like to create clothing. I like to be unique and be myself, and I'll never stop for nothing.
Hell yeah, or anybody, and that's true to it, man. It's a very thin line to walk, but it's probably one of the funnest ones I've ever been on. I'll tell you that much. So
definitely, I got started with art at 16, and I've never been able to stop.
Was it like a delinquency thing, or were you trying to just like, yeah, fuck everything and just do it myself? Or
yeah, at first it was. Maybe take it back to like 14 to 15. I started like trying to do some graffiti and stuff, and was pretty bad at it. But I was like just tagging everything. Got in a little bit of trouble like at school and stuff, and that's all I thought about. Like, I thought studio style art, canvas work, things of that was like so lame. And I just wanted to like break shit and destroy it.
Yeah.
I was on like a little rampage.
Well, anarchy in you.
And throw skateboarding into the mix too. It was just like living that lifestyle of like wanting to be a bad little kid. And then one day I cracked my head open real bad skateboarding.
Yee.
And I ended up in ICU for like a week.
Damn, dude.
And I almost like died apparently, but I didn't, and it was like a switch flipped in my head. Like after that I decided to like move to Alma de Arte Charter High School, shout out.
Hey, one time, shout out.
And my teacher, Miss Carter, she was super cool, super spiritual, and like taught me a lot. Like taught me how to process emotion through artwork and like really learn who I was as an artist.
Okay.
In a sense. So
that's cool, man. So I still remember Mrs. Vardaman back in my elementary days. Her and Mr. Segovia probably had the biggest impacts on me as a kid, because they were like you, as you said, she was real spiritual and the thing. Those two were crazy individuals of their own breed. Like I never met anybody like that, and to be so young that they impacted me that I remember that is fucking crazy, man. But you'd be surprised what kind of influential things some people bring to the table that you were like, yeah, whatever, fuck all that. But
dude, yeah. And it's especially like, I don't believe in any sort of coincidence. I don't believe that anything like just happens. I think everything is very divine.
Mm-hmm.
So
the universe is always listening.
yeah, and I was always like searching for something. Like my brother was a musician, still is, but like he was super like in the thick of all of that shit, like in the hardcore and death metal scene, and I was into it too, but I couldn't play any instruments. Like I had never touched drawing before. Like he was good at drawing as a kid. Like I just had like skateboarding and going outside and playing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I was always searching and like wondering, like, will I ever have a talent? Like, will I ever like know how to do anything more?
Yeah, what's my niche? I think
Yeah.
is the word niche is such a weird word.
And so it all kind of fell together like very weird, like through a lot of like trial and error, like throughout life as a kid, and getting in trouble and like just doing bad shit, hanging out with the wrong people. And now I feel like I'm kind of coming out on top of my own life and really trying to keep track of what I'm doing and who I am, and not getting carried away with anything anymore. Just kind of being who I am.
It's a trip, man. Like when you grow up and you're kind of reveling in the fuck it, I do whatever kind of thing. It blows my mind how much like you learn from those, like you got to burn to learn kind of things. And you know, when especially in skating and stuff, shout out to all my skaters out there. Being in that idea of being a skater and just kind of, fuck the world, man. I'm just here to skate, get in my own little groove. I don't give a shit. I'm about to hit this 6-step, kick flip that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Just you kind of obviously you just escape, and that's always a cool thing. But to understand that you did escape, you've come back. You can see where you were, and it's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Kind of step up a little bit too, and then you know, it's fatherhood definitely will do that to you.
Oh, most definitely. I always said that I would never have kids, and it was like as soon as my son came out, like looking at him was as if I saw like a friend that I hadn't seen in years.
Yeah,
I hadn't
man.
seen like in a whole lifetime.
That shit'll change you real fast.
It was like a cosmic connection. It's super beautiful, and it's all turned out to be so natural to me. Like it's so enjoyable.
Shout out to all the new dads out there. Damn it, y'all are not praised enough as kings.
Nah.
We are here together. There are really good dads out there, man. So shout out to them. Shout out to the badass dads too. Get your shit together. God damn it, get it right. You know, and I testify to that, man. When I had my daughter, I was like, oh shit, let's get going. We, you know what I mean? Before she even popped out, you know, there was a fire was lit, but that was like, let's throw some gasoline on this shit. Like, let's go.
I just kind of lately have felt like the saying, like a horse being led to water. Like I feel like I'm being led to it. Like I just have to make the right steps, and I have to connect with the community, connect with other people in the community of what we are doing, as far as clothing, as far as branding, as far as artwork, and just really network and, you know, be an honest person, be a stand-up person, and just be real.
Yeah, it's tough too. You know, do what I want. I always kind of feel like I can go revel in it and just be a fucking hellion and tear shit up and just bar hop. Yeah, fuck it. I'm not getting bar fights, do stupid shit. But at the same time, there's also a responsibility, not only as dad, but as just a good individual. Like, put good shit out in the universe, and that'll always come back tenfold. I don't try to manipulate people. I'm 100% raw. I'm no yes man. I don't want yes men around me.
It's like you want to do what you want, but you want to do what's gonna repay you.
Oh yeah, obviously there's some kind of an end goal to it.
Yeah.
And it's not to say to do things for that, in that sense, like I'm gonna do this so you can help me in later. It's like, I'm just gonna help you in general because I remember being in that shitty situation. So, or
even in a sense of like a karmatic experience, like you want to put out the vibrations that you want back. You want to put out the energy. I know you're very attuned to that, and it's real. That shit is no joke. Like
it's very true. You got to be careful too in how much you dabble, because you start going to one side, that shit's gonna come back and bite you in the ass, man. Karma ain't no joke.
Nah, straight up. Like it pays to be a good person.
Correct. Now don't let nobody step all over you. I'll be the first to admit that you better stand up for your damn self. I mean, don't put yourself in no dumbass situations. Obviously, you got to think critically in doing what you're doing. Pay attention. There's always context clues. Big dog up top, man. He'll give you the cake, the batter, show you what oven to put it on, but you know, you got to be able to put it all together and come up with something on your own and be good about it. So
Most def. And with the party that being an artist carries, being a creator carries, like you want to be around the life of everything. Like,
that's a slippery slope.
it's very, very slippery, and I've slipped down that shit most def too, and it's hard to crawl back up out of it. But
Sometimes you have to, though. You got to take your lumps in order to learn. You know, I believe it's Lil Wayne that says first thing after L is the letter M. So you know what I mean. You got to take your losses and you come up on the money and you figure out this is what's really going on. Like you got to burn to learn on some things, man. So my man Steven, I can't express how much I definitely am thankful for you not only to be on here as a new father and as an entrepreneur yourself. So thank you for joining me in here on Whetto's World.
thank you, bro.
If anybody wants to reach out to you, purchase some of your merchandise, where can they reach you?
So I got Prison.222 on Instagram. That's probably gonna be like the forever handle for that. And then I got a Big Cartel. That's gonna be prison222.bigcartel.com.
Okay.
And trying to get better about updating that, keeping it flowing with everything that I'm making, because I'm not posting even half of everything that I'm making right now. So I'm gonna get better about that, and you know, keep the product flowing, keep new ideas coming, and reach out.
Hell yeah, man. That's what's up. So anybody trying to get into the vintage scene, you want your own t-shirts pressed, you're trying to get something going on, link up with my man. If you're trying to get you some gear here at the industry, I'm at 1770 South Tell Shore. You can catch me online at DWIW.shop. That'll go pink right there. So be sure to get you some on that. And of course, like, subscribe, share, comment, all the dope shit that we have to do to be on social media presence. I know y'all see us out here working, so be a part of the damn movement. With that, guys, I want to say thank you one more time to my man Steven. Prison.222. Get at him, and for that, here on Whetto's World is a wrap.
Peace.
Cheers, guys.